Now, when we zoom out a little bit, take a look at that Bitcoin chart real quick. We still have the three patterns, but I'm getting very close to just taking the red pattern off. So our primary became purple, and that is by virtue of the fact that we extended so far down and that we didn't quite get to our ideal support point, closer to the mid $20,000 mark. It looks like we should have a bit more downside. It doesn't look complete. However, there is the chance that what we're seeing on the small picture is actually more bullish than we think. Could be a 1-2 in place already. If that is the case, then the green pattern would be your alternate pattern. And that has, of course, that bottom on January 24th as the bottom, and that we wouldn't have any lower lows, nothing like that. Both of those are still on the table. The red I'm going to take off very likely by the next update because it just doesn't look like, it just looks like the first wave was too low, doesn't look proportionally correct. So I would put that as a distant third alternative, if you will. So with the purple, if this is just an internal fourth wave within this third wave, I'd expect some bearish action relatively soon. And based on the internal proportions, we'd expect Bitcoin to get somewhere between 31,759 and 28,000, somewhere in that range, maybe extend as far down as 26,000. Those would all be standard targets for a third wave within more of a diagonal type structure. Now, diagonals, of course, known for very sharp fourth wave retraces. So on our short-term picture, we did have that C wave maybe going to the 41,000 handle, somewhere between 41, let's call it 41 to about 45,000. Those would be your standard extensions off what I'm calling A wave and then potentially B wave. So if we see something like that happen, 41 to 45, 45,000, yeah, sorry, I forgot there. That would put us somewhere in this range. So that would be very, well, I'm gonna move this up here, somewhere in this range. I'm actually gonna draw a box here to kind of help visualize this, makes it a little bit easier. 45,000-ish. So imagine us going to that box. That would be a very clean looking fourth wave for what we would call an ending diagonal. So again, the diagonal would be a 5-wave pattern for the C. In purple would be a 1. We had a 2. Third wave, sharp fourth wave pullback. That would overlap what we're calling the first wave down. And then we have a final flush down all the way to this zone. However, there is reason to believe that we may go a bit lower first before we're ready to snap back. And this is where things get ambiguous for Bitcoin, in which our third wave, again, for this ending diagonal could land as far down as $28,000, $26,000. Shoot, we might get down to 23, 24 from just that. And if that happens, again, there's a chance that we're going to be so oversold, we're going to go so deep, would be so close to support that would be all we get. So if we see that kind of a direct drop from here, there's no guarantee that we get a fourth wave bounce and a fifth wave lower. So at that point, I would definitely be a buy. So that is what I'd be looking for in the purple pattern. And if we see more of a bounce, maybe we see us going into that fourth wave early. Maybe this was the entire third wave. So that's what we have in Bitcoin. Again, what do I look for if we're going to have a reversal in the trend? 5 waves up and 3 waves back. So when we look at our small picture, I'd expect to see a 5-wave impulse up, a 3-wave pullback. And if we see that, if we don't drop below probably a 61% retrace of what we're seeing here, maybe a 76.4 retrace, 76.4% retrace, $34,000, there's a good chance that is the motive pattern in operation.